All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into this New Year's edition of the South Florida Comedy Calendar. This show where every single week we come at you with what happened, what's happening, and what's going to be coming up in South Florida comedy. Today, we come to you live, as we do every single week, from the beautiful Black Studio here at the Community Newspapers in South Miami. I'm Sebastian Alvarez, your host, as I am every single week. I'm also a local comedian down here and one of the managers over at the Improv. And I am joined today, as I am every single week, by my co-host who is rocking a really nice sweater and a shitty haircut. Give it up for my man, Art Roach.
What's up, Sebastian? It's my favorite time of the year, man. It's the season I call statistically possible to make it to the playoffs. You know, I live for this moment as a Dolphins fan, and I can't wait for the heartbreak.
Yeah, I think it's funny that Art only celebrates the Dolphins when they have the slimmest opportunity of victory. Like, you don't talk about the team at all year, and you wait till right now to start wearing a bad jersey. Like, that's like a bad sweater. That's not even like a good like sweater to wear for the Dolphins.
This is the original, all right?
Yeah, they could do so much. Yeah, it's the original.
This is the original when the originals won, when the originals that's what I live for.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's the shoulders that I'm worried about. It's not the logo. The logo's perfectly fine. I prefer that logo.
If they need to, call me in right now for me to play, I'm ready. I got the shoulder pads on,
Yeah. You're ready to be the kicker.
Yeah, yes.
Brazilian soccer player over here talking about football, an American sport. You weren't even fed milk as a child. How are you going to play football? Get out of here. Anyway, guys, this last week in South Florida comedy was actually super fun. We had a great lineup of comedians not only come through the Improv, but do some shows elsewhere as well. We had a two-headed monster headlining the Improv this weekend that I couldn't have been more excited to watch. Two guys that are absolute legends in their own right. Starting off Thursday and Friday, we had some shows. We had 4 shows, actually, for the legend Carlos Mencia, guys. And regardless of what you say about, what people have said about him and his process of writing or whatever you may say, he's a joke thief, that honestly does not matter, because what he performed on stage this weekend at the Miami Improv had nothing to do with anybody else's material. This guy was riffing. He was in his pocket. He was in the moment. He was doing things with it was such a fun show. Usually he runs super long, but he's actually been doing a residency up in Vegas that has kind of contained him to getting more comfortable doing an hour and 20. And it's so good because he packs everything that he used to do in this really long set, which was fun. Like, don't get me wrong, people love that style, but he's been able to edit and confine everything down to that hour 20, hour 10 range. It is masterful. It's amazing to have seen somebody who was so good and such a legend in their own right the first time I saw him at the Improv somehow get better and get more efficient and get more effective in what they're doing. I thought it was really, really fun watching.
It was my first time seeing him live. Really impressed me. The guy's a master. I mean, he owned that crowd. They were enthralled the entire time. And a big shout out, Luis Diaz, for it was just a 2-man show the whole night, just the two of them. And man, Luis Diaz just killed it. I shout out to him.
Yo, and he actually came out on stage at the end of the shows. Mencia would bring him out and they would do a little 2-man game. They would crowd work, songs. It was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. Next time Carlos Mencia comes, he'll have a full weekend to himself. And I'm sure he's going to be selling out. So we'll let you guys know ahead of time so you can get some tickets to that when next time Carlos Mencia rolls through the Miami Improv. On Saturday, we actually had a fun show, or was it Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, we had the matinee, correct? Yep. Sunday, we had a great matinee over at the Miami Improv. It was the 6th installation of the Bad Bitch Brunch brought to you by Brittany Brave. That is a mouthful of bees right there. But I will say it was always a good time having Brittany and the rest of the comics that she brought through. This lineup was really good. Connie Fernandez, Ellie Rodriguez. We had Diane dressed up as Satan Santa, right?
That's what I'm calling it.
That's what you're calling her?
That's what I'm calling it.
I thought it was like a character, one of her characters that she created. That's not what she calls herself?
Listen, I don't know, but she has contact lenses on. That definitely freaked me out.
Oh, got you. So Art is scared of people in costume, and he when he goes to the amusement parks, he doesn't like taking pictures with Mickey Mouse and stuff. So he put this very offensive statement on Diana's name, and I'm sorry, Diana. I would have never called you Satan Santa had it not been right here on the run sheet that Art created. I didn't know. I wasn't there, unfortunately. I took your word for it, man. That was my fault. Sorry about that. But Bad Bitch Brunch is always a fun time. Definitely come through and catch it next time you're there. What I will say is that for the future of Bad Bitch Brunch, they're going to be happening all across the country. They're coming back. She's going to be coming back to South Florida in the summer doing a show, but she's going to have some in New York. She might have some more throughout the Northeast kind of area. That's where Brittany's going to be based out of. So definitely give her a follow if you're interested in some more Bad Bitch Brunch content and other great content in terms of comedy. She's been killing it as a headliner, doing shows all across the country. So give Ellie a follow, or give Brittany, I'm sorry, a follow, and Ellie and Connie and Diane the other. Oh, also Abby Ballin was on that show.
Yep.
And Abby, shout out to Abby as well. All of them are really, really fun people in terms of just putting on a night of, or a day of comedy out at the Miami Improv. But being able to follow them all on social media is going to keep you guys locked into some of the best shows in town, because all 4 of those ladies, and Brittany included, produce some of the best shows in South Florida. So if you're interested in some comedy calendar work, that's a tip for you. Follow all the people on this lineup because they all do shows across South Florida that are really fun. Moving on, though, to what we had coming up this week in South Florida, starting off on Monday. That is today. It's a really, really fun show going to be happening up in Dania Beach at the Dania Beach Improv. I'm going to be hosting it, and we got a have-not show to close out the year and ring in the new year. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting for this for a really long time. Dom booked us on individually. We got booked on some shows that are going to be coming up now recently, a while back, and I've been counting down the days to be on this lineup because, man, if you could throw up the shot right there of the lineup, Rachel, perfect. Manny Garavito, Carl Remy, Dom P, Nadeem Award. I mean, what more can you ask for a lineup? And then on top of that, we also have a very special guest in Jules Rodriguez coming through and doing a set as well. If you guys don't know, we actually featured Jules recently. We talked a little bit about him on the podcast because Have Nots had put together a show for him to come out. Jules has ALS and he uses text-to-speech to communicate right now. And he's been able to put together a really, really funny set of comedy. And he's going out and he's performing it. Already, he's done it a few times. So he's a little bit of a seasoned comedian. He was trained by Conan O'Brien, I believe. He's helped him out write his set. So come out and support the show, guys. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a little bit packed. So if you want to get tickets, get them right now on DaniaBeachImprov.com. It's the only place you're going to be able to scoop up tickets. But fantastic lineup. It's going to be fun. We got Dark Vision out there taking pictures as well. He's going to be taking videos. So if you're in the crowd, you might get a nice little shot of you posted by Have Nots Comedy. But definitely give us a follow on social media, Have Nots and all the other comics on the lineup.
And I'll say this. Dom promised right here on the show that show in the Dania would be the best show of the year. So besides that promise from Dom, you being on it, I think it's going to be a really good show. Come out, support. It's going to be a good one.
I'm super excited. That's going to be happening on Monday, though, up at Dania Beach at the Improv. Moving on to Tuesday, though, we have a show at the Miami Improv that if you don't have any plans for the new year, this is going to be a perfect show for you. What we're going to be having is Chris DiStefano coming back. He closed out the weekend. He did, like I said before, there's a 2-headed monster happening at the Miami Improv this weekend in terms of headliners. Carlos Mencia did the Thursday, Friday, and the Saturday, Sunday was Chris DiStefano. And he had done an amazing 2 shows on Saturday, an amazing show yesterday. He has Brittany, actually, who was doing Bad Bitch Brunch. Brittany is hosting for him, a local. She's doing a great job as well hosting. So if you want to come out and ring in the new year with DiStefano, I highly recommend it. Miami Improv always does the new year in a big way. We always have a big headliner. We always have a show that will continue into the new year. So we have a 10 o'clock show tonight, and it's going to run, and you're going to be able to ring in the new year with DiStefano on stage, with the staff, with everybody. We bring out a round of champagne, and we do a little toast. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, most importantly, you can bring in the new year with me. I'll be there working.
Art will be there.
And it'll be a good time. I got to meet Chris. I've been selling his merch, and one of the coolest things was his dad was there last night, and I got to shake hands with Tony Balls himself. Really cool.
I met his dad as well. He was there for the Saturday show. Yeah. His dad came to the early Saturday show, and I got to shake his hand too. It was really, that is really cool. Good point. Didn't notice that, but I will say this, though, guys, it's going to be a fantastic show on Tuesday. Get tickets now because they could sell out. You never know. Over in Dania Beach, unfortunately, if you wanted to go to the show out there and do the same thing that we're doing in Miami over there, it's not happening because it's sold out Morgan J. But with that being said, it being sold out, we do have another option on New Year's Eve for you guys to celebrate. This is going to be a local show, the second installation actually of this foundational benefit for the blind and for healing the people and healing the earth, I believe is the name of the group. But this show on the 31st is going to be a lot of fun. We got an amazing roast happening, and this roast is a little bit different than normal roasts because the person that we're going to be roasting is going to be Adolf Hitler.
Really?
That is who we are roasting on New Year's Eve, baby. That's right. The master of roasting himself. He is coming through, and we are going to have him on stage, and we are going to roast him back into the grave, everybody. That is what's happening on the 31st. It's going to be a lot of fun. The last show that we did was incredible. It was really, really incredible. The main producer of the show is Grace Kelly. She is helping out Jack Crooner, who is a doctor who actually works specifically in stem cell medicine. He's been the one who's been putting on these shows for his foundation.
Nice.
And they've been a lot of fun. He has live music. It's going to be at Cuba Ocho at 8 p.m. is when everything kicks off and starts. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a party. And once we get on stage, the comics that is, and they're going to be roasting everybody, not only will Hitler be getting roasted, but all the comics are roasting each other. Everybody's throwing jabs. I mean, we have actually a quick video of the last show if you want to check it out. That is going to be really cool right there. Bam. So we had Priscilio on that lineup, who was actually a blind comedian who was able to do the foundation for the blind benefit. We had Hitman on that lineup, man. It was really fun. I mean, if you could just look right here, everybody's having a good time. The audience is loving it. The comics that are on stage are freaking going bananas, having a good time, because we got some good roasting with each other. It was actually a lot of fun. See my boy Ben right there. There's me bringing up some people. It was really a good time. It was really honestly a good time. And anybody who comes out on the 31st, if you don't have plans already, it's really just going to be an experience you cannot miss or recreate anywhere else in South Florida. They're going to be doing more of these shows moving forward. They're going to try and bring in some more celebrities, some real in-person celebrities, bringing in new comics, new flavors in terms of the roasting and everything like that. So it's just a good time. And if you don't have anything else to do, you can RSVP. If you go to Grace Kelly's Instagram, I believe she has the RSVP page, the Eventbrite right there. So you can just pull that up, RSVP yourself, so you make sure that you have a spot, because there are limited spots for the night. But go out there on the 31st if you're interested. Cuba Ocho, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, come out and enjoy and ring in the new year with myself. That's where I'm going to be. If you want to go hang out with Art, you can go to the Improv. If you want to come out with me, we're going to be at Cuba Ocho. So definitely
options. We give Comedy Calendar fans options.
Yeah. You know, you got to have options if you're trying to laugh and ring in the new year the right way. That's how you want to start the year, is laughing and having a good time with your friends and in a fun environment. But moving on to Wednesday, though, that is New Year's Day. Not too much happening on New Year's Day. But we do want to thank everybody who's been a fan of the Comedy Calendar for this year. It's the inaugural year. It's always going to be established 2024. But moving into next year, I think it's going to be great that not only the guests that we're going to have put onto this show and the platform that we're going to be able to give some of the people here in South Florida and a mouthpiece and an ability to kind of amplify everything that they're doing and everything that they got to say. We have already people lined up for next year that are going to be amazing interviews that we're really looking forward to, not just talking to them, but bringing you guys that content. And we're also really excited to bring you guys along with whatever happens in South Florida comedy in 2025. We're bubbling up. People are coming down here. People are starting to notice. We're getting that content out. We're doing the thing, and we're working hard to make sure that you guys have the best shows humanly possible in your backyard to come out and support. And yeah, I think more of that in 2025 is all we can ask for.
Amen. I mean, this is our 15th episode, I believe, and we're getting, we're on all platforms now. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube Shorts. We're on YouTube Regular. We're on everything: Facebook, Instagram, and to every single. We have about maybe 1,300 followers on this page already. Mm-hmm. So to every single person who followed, thank you guys. And, it's from here on upwards. So
absolutely. Moving on, though, to Thursday and this weekend of shows that we got going on at the Miami Improv. We have Arnez J locking down the Improv from Thursday to Sunday. He always does a fantastic job, comes through here all the time. Really, really funny comedian, and somebody that I recommend seeing no matter what you're doing in South Florida. Come out and catch one of his shows, because he's a legend.
It's 6 shows, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Since I've been at the Improv, I have not seen someone come through and do 6 shows. He's taken over the entire week.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you go on MiamiImprov.com, you'll be able to get any kind of ticket information or show information that you need. Get yourself settled in for Arnez J. He'll be at the Miami Improv all weekend. Now, if you want to go to Dania Beach and you get a little bit of a different flavor, it's another fantastic comedian that I highly recommend. We got Godfrey coming through the Improv. And Godfrey, if you've never seen him, is such a unique act, the way that he's able to take form on stage of these different characters, the way he's able to flow in and out of his material. He's really a professional of magnitudes that I can't even really fathom right now. Somebody that I really look up to in terms of comedic timing and ability to deliver a performance on stage. So if you haven't heard of him, first of all, give him a follow on social media. Such a funny account on Instagram. He has a hilarious account on Instagram, but also just a really, really funny guy that I recommend if you don't have any plans over the weekend and you're in that Dania Beach area, or you want to go catch something good, you want to drive up, make a little bit of a trek. If you're in Miami, highly recommend Godfrey. Highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah, and he's going to be doing 5 shows as well. So it's going to be, a takeover. Yeah, it's going to be a takeover.
Yeah. Perfect. So moving on, though, I want to look a little bit ahead to something that we got going on. It happens every single month over at the Improv, but it's something that we take very seriously and that we enjoy doing every single month, and that is the New Faces of Comedy. This month, it will be on January, the 7th of January. I'm not sure what day of the week that is. It's Tuesday?
Yep.
So perfect. It's a Tuesday, and as you guys know, if you are a comic who's come out and done the New Faces before, the requirement is bringing 10 people. All you got to do is sign up online. You can email newfacesfl@gmail.com. And if you send an email there with your name, the date you want to perform, and the location you want to perform, because that email does book for Dania Beach and Miami. If you want to do Dania Beach, you can book it through there as well. But for the Miami location that we're talking about, the 7th is going to be the first show of the year. It's going to be the first time you can come out and show your chops to not just the producers of that show who work with the people at the Improv, but also a manager could be walking by. You never know who shows up. You never know who's watching at those New Faces events. So you always want to come and do your best. The crowds have been fantastic. And the January show is always a special show. The January show is always something where maybe somebody who's never done stand-up before, it's like their New Year's resolution. They bring a bunch of friends. The crowds are always good. The crowds are always fantastic. It's a lot of fun. So if you're a comic and you want to go up, definitely sign up online and bring your 10 people. The slots get packed quick. So sign up, because if you come, we have to be strict. We can't be letting a bunch of people on if we already have 15.
That's right.
So come through, get your stuff right, bring your 10 people, get up on stage, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And the New Faces going into this year, we said it was going to be a blast, and it was. Going into next year, we're only trying to amplify that. So New Faces of Comedy, January 7th, Miami Improv, 8 p.m. Be there. And if you're a comic, sign up. I always recommend anybody who has not touched the Improv stage or hasn't done many reps there, you should be doing the New Faces every month.
Yeah. I'll say this, Sebastian, next year, 2025, comedy calendar and the New Faces, we're going to be very, very intertwined. Pretty much you and I will be performing at every single one of those next year. So if you want to come out, people that are always asking, hey, when can I see you, Sebi, next at the Improv? When can I see you, Art, next at the Improv? The New Faces shows will always be there. So.
Yeah, and it's always fun because it's a free show, so you can come and just say our names at the door, support us as you come through, and you can just come and enjoy the show. You don't have to worry about tickets ahead of time. You don't have to worry about, I got these and I might not make it, or coming a little bit late. Don't worry. We'll always check you in. We'll always get you guys in. So that's how the New Faces operates on a week or a month-to-month basis, that is. That has been, though, this week and this end of the year in South Florida comedy, guys. I couldn't have been happier with how this show has ran throughout the end of the year. And going into next year, like I said, guys, it is going to be an amazing, amazing lineup of not just shows that we're going to be promoting and highlighting, but an amazing lineup of guests that we're going to have on this show to be able to talk about South Florida comedy and give you guys a little bit more of a robust idea of just what is happening down here and how this whole clock ticks. But Art, before I get out of here, do you have anything else to add to the show?
No, I just want to say thank you to you, Sebastian. You've been helping me on this journey, man. We couldn't get this off the ground without you, so thanks, man.
No, you're welcome, man. I couldn't have done it without you either, Art. He's the backbone, including Rachel and Julian, who are also here helping us out, always producing in the background. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Bring in the new year. I'm excited to have a team around me that is this competent and this willing to go to work and do the right things and get everything done. And guys, this is why we hope and we know we're going to be able to deliver some amazing shows for you going into next year. I mean, next year we're going to have 52 shows that we got to do. So it's looking like it's going to be a tight lineup of clips and content coming your way. But 2025 to bigger and better things, guys. Thank you so much. Until next year, keep laughing.